less than an hour away from the kickoff of Berwick Bulldogs football on Pop Radio. Streaming online at thisispopradio.com. Brought to you by
Mason's Monogramming, Overhead Door of Berwick, Mayo Funeral Home, State Farm, Sean Black and Lori Powell, First Keystone Bank, Red's Roofing, Neighbor Fence Company, Wolfie's Automotive, ND Accounting and Consulting, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Berwick, Master Tech Automotive Services, Eco First Logistics, Ken Pollock, Journey Bank, Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg, Alexander GMC of Hazleton, Papa Lou's Place, The Compression Shop, Cardinal Estate Planning, Chapin Oil, and Mark Nespoli of eXp Realty.
It's time for the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here is Jim Doyle.
With last Friday's 48-6 win at Hazleton area, the Bulldogs completed their payback tour, improving to 4-0 by beating 4 teams they lost to start the 2024 season. Tonight, the Dogs are here at Memorial Stadium in Hanover Township to take on the Hawkeyes of Hanover area. CJ, your offense exploded for 48 points last Friday. As usual, Ty Wilkerson led the way. Your senior running back had an amazing 290 yards and 4 touchdowns and 20 carries. You know, I hope we never take a 200-yard rushing game for granted. Admittedly, it's routine with him. It's not easy to do, is it?
No, there's no doubt about that. And what he does is just unbelievable on a week-to-week basis. And, the great part about Ty is he's never satisfied. Our offensive line is never satisfied. We just want to continue to get better. And so, as you look at those yards rack up, he has 290, and there's 3 minutes left in the third quarter. He doesn't get a touch for the rest of the game. And so, if you leave him in, he probably comes close, if doesn't have a chance to break his single game rushing record that he set last year against Williamsport. But he knows that there's still work to be done. The job's never finished, and so hopefully we can continue to piece together good offensive performances.
Seeing him in the last 7 games of last season, you watch that and you think, boy, he's peaked. He can't get any better. He is better, isn't he?
Absolutely. And just a credit and a testament to his work this offseason. We talked about that story last week about James Madison and their coach and how that really invigorated him to continue to want to work to get better on what he does. But you could just see the difference in his ability to finish runs and break a tackle, and his vision's just improved so much. And I think that personally, one of his best plays from last week was a 6-yard rush. It was an inside zone read concept where our quarterback reads the end man on the line of scrimmage. So that defensive end kind of came up the field a little bit. He just handed the ball off to Ty, and instead of trying to do too much, Ty just put his shoulder down. It was a 6-yard rush. He broke a tackle from a defensive tackle who was unblocked and fell forward. And that's just something that we didn't see Ty do last year. He wasn't able to just hit that hole and go. He was always looking to try to make the big play always, and sometimes took some negative plays. But just to see how mature he's become, his agility improving, his vision improving, his IQ improving, and he's just going to continue to get better.
The longest run last Friday, non-Ty Wilkerson variety, was a 26-yard run by Caleb May. He showed the speed that we know he has. Boy, he finished it with his shoulder down, a tough run. He's more than a speedster, isn't he?
Absolutely. A couple great things that Caleb May did on that run. He broke a tackle as he was turning the corner. Great one cut, getting vertical, getting north-south in his run. And like you just said, the finish, and that just goes to show Caleb May, and once again, didn't miss a day in the weight room this entire offseason. He's gotten bigger, faster, stronger. He's maintained his speed. Some guys on our team joke, they say Caleb's the fastest guy on our team. He's faster than Ty Meir now, and so that's been the joke. We got to see who's faster, but Caleb May deserves more touches, and he's going to get them.
The third quarter was a problem for your team a year ago. You even made reference to that on a previous show, and I look back. Your teams were outscored 75-38 in the third quarter last year. This year, through 4 games, it's 55-0 in favor of Berwick. What did you do to change that narrative?
It was all just how we approached our off-season and our training. And so whenever we were about halfway done with a workout, we all got together as a team and said, at this point in the workout, this is halftime. And we talked consistently, nonstop, reminding our guys that last year we got our doors blown off in the second half a lot by everybody. And so we really wanted to make that change in our physicality, our mentality, our relentlessness, awareness and just telling ourselves that we're going to be unbreakable mentally and physically, and the time to do that is a third quarter and then to finish the game in the fourth quarter. So our guys really worked on that this offseason to make sure that they were in a better mindset coming out of the locker room at halftime.
Berwick's defense turned in another solid performance last Friday. Up next, CJ will tell us about that effort. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio.
Hey guys, this is Ray.
Chad. And Chad! You're up and up. Chad!
So anyway, we're having too much fun here, like you will too if you go to buy a car. We can't even finish a commercial, but if you want a great deal, go to blazegmhazelton.com.
Yeah. On a more serious note, remember, we have the lowest price guaranteed.
Or we'll give you $1,000.
We've all been there, faced with a physical setback. Whether you've suffered a sports injury that takes you out of the game, or your aches and pains are keeping you from doing what you love, we all want the same thing, to get your life back. Thankfully, you can trust the region's only nationally ranked orthopedic team to help get you there. At Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, we turn setbacks into comebacks, one movement at a time. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Comebacks begin here.
Hey, hometown fans. You know Journey Bank as your trusted local bank, but did you know we're also the biggest cheerleader for our community's youth? From athletes competing under the Friday night lights, to students excelling in the classroom, to talented teen stars singing center stage, we're investing in the future of our young people. At Journey Bank, we're committed to helping our kids score big in every aspect of life. Journey Bank, where dreams are nurtured and futures are built. Journey Bank, proud supporter of our local youth.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
High school football's regular season reaches the halfway mark with this weekend's games. The unbeaten Bulldogs are here in Hanover Township to take on the Hawkeyes of Hanover area. The Dogs' defense has been outstanding through 4 games, giving up only 6.2 points per game. CJ, last Friday, your team faced a talented, strong-armed, 6'5" quarterback in Hazleton area's Freddie Corrado. He threw a touchdown pass on their very first possession, but that was it for their scoring of the night. A big reason he was held in check. Your team had 6 sacks involving 5 different players. You had to be pleased with that.
Absolutely. And our front four, we've said that about Berwick football probably since the days where Eric Montez was here, and some of those names, and Blaine Cleaver, and guys who can really get to the quarterback without having to call blitzes. And I think that we've got guys that are that caliber right now with J.J. Leonard and Skylar Neville, Everett Snyder, Gabe Decker, Matt Gordon. Like, these guys can get to the quarterback in a 4-man rush. And so we knew that if we can get to the quarterback and if we could make him throw under pressure, it was going to make his night a little bit tougher. And, credit to them. They came right out. It took them 5 or 6 plays to march right down the field and score. But that's the great part about our team is their ability to overcome that adversity. There's never any panic in them. It's the second time we've been down this season, and we just continue to stay true to our scheme, stay the course, keep grinding, and our guys were able to settle down and figure it out.
So great to see defensive players make adjustment as the game goes along. Hazleton area had an inside screen to their outstanding running back, Xavier Heck, for good yardage. Second quarter, they go to it again. It's a big moment in the game. It's 4th and 9 at your 27. It's still a 1-score game. And Skylar Neville reads it beautifully, almost picked it off.
Absolutely. We got to work on those hands of his. He usually catches them on offense, but just a great read, like you say. They got us on it once. We knew it was probably an area where a screen might be called, but Skylar read it. That just goes to show his football IQ and how much further he's come. He's a great pass rusher, but understood the situation where we were on the field, where they were down in distance, and he was able to come up with a huge play. So it was great to see from Skylar.
Hard to talk about one key play in a 48-6 win, but it was still a game in the third quarter, maybe the biggest play of the game. You look like you're going to punt from near midfield. Instead, Ashton Smith takes the snap and goes 41 yards for a touchdown to Alex Estrella. Was that something that Ashton called? You made him aware of it? How did that work?
Yeah, that was all Ashton. And we saw on film, from the previous week that when Wes Scranton came out to punt, there were some times where Hazleton's anti-gunners or corners didn't come out to cover our gunners. And so we said, if we get this look, we're just going to have a call at the line of scrimmage. Ashton, you just have to see it, read it, and if there's nobody out there, just call for the direction direct snap and throw it right to him. And so credit to Ashton. Like you said, it's a big point in the game. And, we had our offense, we had a penalty that drive, a delay of game, which was my fault. And then we had a blocking scheme go the wrong way. So, getting behind the chains with penalties and all of the things that we did wrong that drive. But, he was able to come out. He didn't panic. He saw it, called for it and delivered a great ball. And then Alex did the rest because, that safety or whoever came out to try to cover Alex after he caught the ball, Alex put a great move on. And so really what should have been a 10-yard gain, it was all Alex after that. He caught it, was able to have a great move, get back north-south and score a touchdown. And that just, once again, we have playmakers all over, and it's tough to distribute the ball when you have number 5, but it just shows how great these guys really are when they have the ball in their hands.
Well, with your great running game, you're not going to punt the ball very much, but it's nice to know when you do that you have a solid punter. And boy, Caleb Yost, he had a 58-yarder early in the season. He had 53 last Friday. He's very good at that.
It's huge, and that's such a huge part of how we're able to flip the field and take advantage of special teams. And when he got a hold of that thing, you just look at it and you almost just have to stare at it in awe for a minute when it's in the air, because there's some times during practice where he might not get a hold of it. And Caleb's just, once again, always smiling. He's one of the funniest guys on the team. He's a brilliant kid, but he's a gamer. And when he goes out there, he's able to flip the field for us like that. It's a huge help. So it's a huge part in our game, our special teams.
Well, tonight the Bulldogs take on a Hanover area team that has won 2 straight games. Later in the show, CJ will tell us about the Hawkeyes, but up next, it's the Bulldog Spotlight feature. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio.
For 10 years, Ken Pollock Ford has been proud to serve our neighbors, families, and our community. Celebrate with us during Ford Truck Month with leases on 2025 Ford F-150 SXTs starting at just $4.99 a month. Need tires? Buy 3 select tires, get the 4th for just $1. Ken Pollock Ford is honored to be your Ford President's Award-winning dealer, and we can't wait to serve you for the next 10 years. Ken Pollock Ford, Front Street, Berwick, or KenPollockFord.com, where community and care come standard. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 9/30/25.
Are your appliances feeling a little bit outdated? You're looking for the best deals in town? Well, look no further than Flick Brothers Electric, your go-to family-owned appliance paradise. Flick Brothers Electric has all the top-notch name-brand appliances you could ever dream of. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, dishwashers, microwave stoves. They even give free estimates on Fujitsu ductless air conditioner heat pump units. Flick Brothers Electric on Maple Lane, keeping Bloomsburg cool, clean, and cooking for over 65 years. Call them at 570-784-3444.
Hey, hometown fans. You know Journey Bank as your trusted local bank. But did you know we're also the biggest cheerleader for our community's youth? From athletes competing under the Friday night lights, to students excelling in the classroom, to talented teen stars singing center stage, we're investing in the future of our young people. At Journey Bank, we're committed to helping our kids score big in every aspect of life. Journey Bank, where dreams are nurtured and futures are built. Journey Bank, proud supporter of our local youth.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
Memorial Stadium in Hanover Township, the venue for tonight's game. It's been the host for Hawkeyes football for exactly 100 years. In our next segment, CJ will tell us about the Hawkeyes who call that stadium home. But now it's time for our weekly feature, Bulldog Spotlight. Tonight, the spotlight is on senior Ashton Smith. CJ, you could make an argument that he might be your most versatile player. I mean, he's a quarterback, he's a fullback, defensive end, holder on kicks, special teams player. Pretty valuable, isn't it?
Absolutely. I was hoping we were going to talk about Ashton Smith tonight, Jim, because he had the game of his life this past Friday, and I'm so proud of Ashton. For a guy who came up as a quarterback his entire career, he went to Votech, he played quarterback, it didn't work out, he came back here, he starts for us a couple games last year, it doesn't work out, and then he comes out this year. We end up giving the job to the freshman who earned it, but Ashton never for a second complained. He just put his head down, kept going to work, and he said, Coach, however I can help this team, I want to help this team. And that was just such an awesome thing to hear from a guy who's such a great leader, such a hard worker. He's an invaluable member to our team. And like you just said, I mean, he goes out, he has a great inside pass rush move on defense, gets a sack, he throws a touchdown, he's playing tight end for us. He arguably has the best hands on our team. When we're out in practice, he catches everything. So hopefully, as we're able to get our pass game going a little bit, he's going to be able to show off those skills as a receiver as well, a tight end receiver. And then, special teams. He goes down on kickoff. He has 2 solo tackles, which were awesome. And then you put him in. You could just insert him anywhere. And his background of being a quarterback allows me to feel so comfortable to put him anywhere. I could put him at Z receiver, X receiver, fullback, tailback, tight end. I could probably put him at right tackle, and he would just go out and he would do anything he can to help the team. And so we put him in at fullback, and you just saw that spark that he has, and he was able to make a quick move, break a couple tackles, rumbles for a 41-yard touchdown run. So I'm just so proud of Ashton. He's going to be a captain for us tonight. He's earned that, and I'm just so proud. He's going to continue to get better and do anything that he can to help our team.
What are his physical attributes?
Ashton's one of the strongest guys pound for pound that we have. So once again, another guy who came here and didn't miss a day during the offseason. He's in our 1,000-pound club. He's incredibly tough. Back to his background as a quarterback. Springfield University likes him, so he's got he's going to have an opportunity to go play at the next level, and I'm very proud of him.
We mentioned his versatility and all the positions he can play. As far as your team is concerned, where is he most valuable, or does that depend on the matchup?
I think it depends on the matchup. We really feel comfortable putting him anywhere. It's almost like we make the joke all the time, but it's not even really a joke. You think about the guy who used to play, or he might still play for the New Orleans Saints, Taysom. And play in defense, so we're really comfortable putting him in at defense. Tenacious when he plays football. He's physical, his attitude's unreal, and he just likes to
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio.
Jim Doyle and the Berwick Bulldogs head coach CJ Curry, brought to you by
Mason's Monogramming, Overhead Door of Berwick, Mayo Funeral Home, State Farm, Sean Black and Lori Powell, First Keystone Bank, Red's Roofing, Neighbor Fence Company, Wolfie's Automotive, ND Accounting and Consulting, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Berwick, Master Tech Automotive Services, Eco First Logistics, Ken Pollock, Journey Bank, Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg, Alexander GMC of Hazleton, Papa Lou's Place, The Compression Shop, Cardinal Estate Planning, Chapin Oil, and Mark Nespoli of eXp Realty.
You'll only find the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio and streaming online at thisispopradio.com.
We've all been there, faced with a physical setback. Whether you've suffered a sports injury that takes you out of the game, or your aches and pains are keeping you from doing what you love, we all want the same thing: to get your life back. Thankfully, you can trust the region's only nationally ranked orthopedic team to help get you there. At Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, we turn setbacks into comebacks, one movement at a time. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Comebacks begin here.
Hey guys, this is Ray.
Chad.
And Chad! You're up and up. Chad!
So anyway, we're having too much fun here, like you will too if you go to buy a car. We can't even finish a commercial, but if you want a great deal, go to blazegmhazelton.com.
Yeah.
On a more serious note, remember, we have the lowest price guaranteed.
Or we'll give you $1,000.
Planning for the future doesn't have to be complicated. Attorney Nick Lutz of Cardinal Estate Planning in Berwick will guide you every step of the way. Whether it's protecting your assets, setting up a trust, or ensuring your family is cared for, Cardinal Estate Planning provides personalized solutions for you and your family's needs. Call or sign up on their website to attend a free educational workshop that will give you an understanding of the process and peace of mind knowing your legacy is in good hands. Visit them online at cardinalestateplanning.com. Let them help you plan for tomorrow today.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
The unbeaten Bulldogs are on a collision course with unbeaten Wyoming Area, a team that'll be at Crispin Field next Friday. Both teams will try to not overlook their opponents tonight. Wyoming Area plays Tunkhannock at home. Bulldogs are here at Hanover Township to play Hanover Area, which has a new head coach and a 2-game winning streak. CJ, your team had its way with Hanover Area last season at Crispin Field, but these Hawkeyes through 4 games this season look to be much improved. You agree?
Absolutely. 100%, Jim. This is a much different football team than we played last year, and they have a ton of returning starters. I believe they only start 3 guys on offense and defense who are seniors, but who I'm really impressed with on their offense is their quarterback, Logan Richardson, and their one wide receiver, Deacon Eisenbach. And these guys, Logan has great deep ball accuracy, and Deacon has a couple great catches every single game. And so just the fight that these guys play with is something that I didn't see on tape from them at all last year. And that's truly a testament to their new head coach, Coach Richardson. You know, it's always nice when you have a couple of your sons on the team and they can help you to try to build that culture quickly as well. But it's a credit to their staff for the culture change that you've seen so far. I mean, they lost to 2 very good football teams, and they lost to Riverside by 3 points. And now back to back, they've pitched 2 shutouts and scored 40 plus. And so this is a team that we are definitely not overlooking. Our goal, you know, is to go 1-0 every single day and every single week. And this team's a tough team. There's no doubt about it. So I'm very impressed with what they've shown on film. They have the ability to score a ton of points on offense. They have 2 really good, quick, agile running backs, a sophomore quarterback with a lot of experience, and a couple really, really good wide receivers around him. You know, not to mention, I think they have 2 or 3 guys returning on that offensive line, you know, with Matt Curry. I don't believe that's any relation, but he's a great football player. Must be something about the name there. And then, you know, the right tackle, Kashinro, he was a starter last year. So, you know, these guys, they have some starters back, and you can tell that they're playing with confidence. They're playing with a renewed energy within their program, and they're playing for each other. That's all things you can tell on tape.
That quarterback you referred to, Logan Richardson, one of the triplet sons of head coach Eric Richardson in his first season, has already this season 767 yards passing, 6 touchdowns. He has thrown 8 interceptions. Now, your team hasn't picked one off yet. Might be the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the challenge for our defensive backs this week. You know, our defensive backs, we have 3 guys returning back there and 3 seniors, and then Brady Cleaver, who's been great playing corner. But, you know, these guys are hungry to want to go and get some takeaways. But it's going to be tough against, you know, Logan. I think that, like I mentioned before, his deep ball accuracy is some of the best I've seen from a quarterback that we've seen on film so far this year. His receivers go up and get it. He's not afraid to throw under pressure. You know, he delivered an unbelievable skinny post for about a 30-yard gain against Old Forge last week, and he got crushed as he was throwing it. But it was an absolutely perfect throw. You know, he's able to get the perfect amount of loft. When they're inside the red zone, they're not afraid to throw fades. Like, they want to really push the ball downfield, and that's something that we've had trouble with. So this entire week, we've really focused on that defensively, and hopefully tonight we can come up with some takeaways.
Their leading rusher is a junior, Dwayne Downey, 365 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's averaging over 7 yards a carry. What makes him good?
You know, it doesn't look like much when you see Dwayne's height, weight on paper. You know, 5'6", 155, but Dwayne is so slippery. Now, he gets through the hole. He's got great one cut. He's hurdled people. He could put his shoulder down. Guys can't tackle him. So I think his speed and his agility separate him as really being a very, very good running back in this league. And then not to mention their backup, Dowan Downey, who possibly brother, a freshman, about the same size. But, you know, I remember watching, you know, the younger brother last year in the 7th and 8th grade playoff game here, and he was slippery as well. Great football player, and he's done that and been able to do that offensively for them this year as well. He had a couple great runs versus Riverside, a couple great runs last week. And so, you know, these guys, it's a pretty good duo of running backs in the backfield, and so they're not just pass heavy. These guys can run the football as well. So it's going to be important to be able to try to stop them in the backfield, gang tackle, get helmets to the ball, and not let them get going.
Well, we've talked about their personnel. How about their schemes? How do they line up? What do they run?
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of ton of different personnel. So they'll come out in regular pro, with the tight end. They'll come out in 11 personnel, and they'll put number 10, one of their best players, try to get him in motion and get him the ball. They'll come out in empty, 5 wide. They'll come out in what we call brown with 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks, and a running back. So they have a ton of different personnels. They have a ton of different athletes that they try to spread the ball out to. And so, I heard Coach Richardson talking, and he said, we want to treat this like our quarterback's the point guard, and he's trying to dish the ball out to all of his different athletes. And that's true. And what you see on film is they try to get all their guys touches and just really spread the love and let them go make plays.
Well, up next, CJ will tell us about the Hanover area defense. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show here on Pop Radio.
Are your appliances feeling a little bit outdated? You're looking for the best deals in town? Well, look no further than Flick Brothers Electric, your go-to family-owned appliance paradise. Flick Brothers Electric has all the top-notch name-brand appliances you could ever dream of. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, dishwashers, microwave stoves. They even give free estimates on Fujitsu ductless air conditioner heat pump units. Flick Brothers Electric on Maple Lane, keeping Bloomsburg cool, clean, and cooking for over 65 years. Call them at 570-784-3444.
For 10 years, Ken Pollock Ford has been proud to serve our neighbors, families, and our community. Celebrate with us during Ford Truck Month with leases on 2025 Ford F-150 SXTs starting at just $4.99 a month. Need tires? Buy 3 select tires, get the 4th for just $1. Ken Pollock Ford is honored to be your Ford President's Award-winning dealer, and we can't wait to serve you for the next 10 years. Ken Pollock Ford, Front Street, Berwick, or KenPollockFord.com. Where community and care come standard. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 9/30/25.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
Berwick beat Hanover area last season at Crispin Field. It was the first meeting between the two football programs since 1949. Well, tonight they meet again here at Memorial Stadium in Hanover Township, home to Hawkeye football for exactly 100 years. Hanover area coach Eric Richardson lists his base defense as 4-4. CJ, will they stay in that, or will we see different variations?
I think that we can see a bunch of different variations this week. In a couple games, they were in a true 4-4. There were times that they played a 4-3 with 2 high safeties. These last couple weeks, they were more in a 5-2, 5-3 with a nose guard, and they'd bring their strong safety down, and he'd kind of be on the line of scrimmage. It looked like a 6-man front. So I think that they're really going to mix it up. They're going to try to confuse us, and they're not going to just sit in the same thing and allow us to call out blocking schemes and get to where we want to go. So I truly anticipate them changing things up, bringing some pressure, and trying to keep Tymir from getting outside. So I think that, with what they do, it's different. Every time they line up, it's something different. So you can't really get a good read on how they're going to play a specific set or a specific formation for us. And so it's really important tonight that we have great communication. We can identify an even or an odd front, and we can just get on a guy and block him.
Is this an attacking defense or read and react?
More of a read and react from these guys. Their linebackers don't come much, but when their linebackers do come, they come hard. So Lucas Cruz, number 8, and Jaden Cruz, a lot of sets of brothers on this team, but that's what makes the chemistry probably that much better for
There's
them.
7 altogether, by the way.
That's awesome. How about that? But these guys get after it, and they're very, very good in coverage. So, for us, our pass game hasn't been there throughout the first 4 weeks of the season, and it's going to be tough to get our pass game going on these guys tonight, as they have 4 pick sixes in the first 4 games, and as it says here, all by freshmen. So Angel Tejada had one against Riverside, 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. They have 2 true freshmen as their cornerbacks, and Eisenbach playing free safety. He's just a ball hawk, and he goes and gets it. So going to be important for us to identify coverage, read coverage, get the ball out accurately and on time in our passing game, but just to be understanding on whether or not they blitz. I see them as more of a read and react defense, but being able to get on our guy, block them, and hopefully we can continue to grind and have great offensive possessions.
This is a classic example of a trap game. Next week, Wyoming area will be at Crispin Field. If both of you take care of business, it'll be a battle of unbeatens, maybe the biggest regular season game of the season. But My guess is you're not talking Wyoming area this week.
Not at all. Not one bit. And our guys understand that too. We know in order to play our best football at the end of the season, we have to continue to get better every single week. And so, we did a good job at that all week on staying focused with our 1-0 mentality. And we know that, nothing matters. Our first goal is to be Wyoming Valley Conference champions, our first WVC championship since 2017. And without beating the Hanover Hawkeyes, we can't get there. So we know that this is a conference game. This is a big game. This is a place that we've never played, any of our guys. Nobody was here in 1949, so we don't remember going up to Hanover on a grass field. It's going to be a different environment. So all of those factors are external, and nothing matters about anything next week. We have to take care of business right now. And so our goal is to go 1-0 tonight, and our guys are looking forward to the opportunity to continue to get better and show on tape that how hard they've been working.
Thanks again. Good luck on being 5-0.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Listen again next Friday for another edition of the CJ Curry Show prior to the Bulldogs game against Wyoming area at Crispin Field.